The Chinese entertainment industry has always had a way of capturing attention, but few topics spark as much excitement as the possibility of a real-life romance between two beloved stars. This time, all eyes are on Chen Feiyu and Dilraba Dilmurat. Their names have been circulating together more and more, not because of an official announcement, but because of something far more intriguing, an undeniable chemistry that feels almost too real to ignore. It all seemed to begin with what appeared to be an ordinary professional encounter. When Chen Feiyu and Dilraba first crossed paths through a shared project, there was nothing overtly dramatic or sensational. Their early interactions were subtle, calm, and grounded. Yet, beneath that simplicity, there was something quietly compelling. The way they spoke to each other, the ease in their body language, and the natural rhythm of their communication hinted at a connection forming beneath the surface. It didn't feel staged or exaggerated. It felt organic, almost as if they were unconsciously drawn to one another. As time passed, that quiet connection began to reveal itself more clearly. Behind-the-scenes moments started to circulate, and fans quickly noticed details that couldn't be easily dismissed. There were lingering glances that seemed to last just a second longer than necessary, soft smiles that appeared without explanation, and an attentiveness that felt deeply genuine. These weren't grand romantic gestures, but rather small, intimate signals that often speak louder than words. It was in these fleeting, almost accidental moments that many began to believe something real was unfolding. What makes this story particularly fascinating is the absence of a single defining moment. There is no dramatic confession, no headline-making declaration, no obvious turning point. Instead, what people perceive is a gradual unfolding of emotion. It's as if the feeling didn't suddenly appear, but slowly grew over time, shaped by shared experiences and quiet understanding. When Chen Feiyu appears to instinctively look out for Dilraba in a crowded setting, or when Dilraba seems to subconsciously seek his presence, it creates the impression of a bond that has moved beyond mere professionalism. In reality, love rarely begins with a grand, cinematic moment. More often, it develops in silence, through repeated interactions, small gestures, and a growing sense of comfort. This is exactly what many fans believe they are witnessing between Chen Feiyu and Dilraba. Their connection doesn't rely on exaggerated displays or public declarations. Instead, it exists in the quiet spaces between actions, in the way they notice each other, support each other, and share moments that feel unforced and sincere. As public interest continues to grow, so do the interpretations. Some are convinced that there is truly something special happening behind the scenes, while others argue that what people are seeing is simply the result of exceptional on-screen chemistry extending into real life. Yet, even skeptics often admit that there is something unusually convincing about the dynamic between the two. It blurs the line between performance and reality in a way that is difficult to define. In the entertainment world, strong chemistry between co-stars is not uncommon. However, what sets Chen Feiyu and Dilraba apart is the sense of authenticity that surrounds their interactions. It doesn't feel like something carefully constructed or strategically presented. Instead, it feels spontaneous, as if their connection exists independently of the cameras capturing it. This authenticity is what fuels the ongoing fascination and keeps audiences invested in every new moment they share. The way fans analyze their interactions adds another layer to the story. Every glance, every smile, every subtle movement becomes a piece of a larger puzzle. People look for meaning in the smallest details, attempting to pinpoint the exact moment when everything changed. But perhaps that moment doesn't exist in a single instance. Perhaps it is scattered across countless small experiences, conversations that lingered a little longer, shared laughter that felt a little warmer, and silences that were comfortable rather than awkward. The question of when Chen Feiyu may have fallen for Dilraba remains unanswered, and perhaps it always will. It could have begun during their very first meeting, hidden within a simple exchange that seemed insignificant at the time. It might have developed gradually, without either of them fully realizing it, until one day it simply became undeniable. Or it could be something that only appears real from the outside, shaped by perception rather than reality. Regardless of the truth, the impact of this story is undeniable. It has captured the imagination of fans, sparked conversations, and created a sense of excitement that goes beyond typical celebrity news. There is something universally appealing about the idea of two people slowly falling for each other, especially when it feels genuine and unforced. Whether real or imagined, this narrative resonates because it reflects how many people understand love, not as something sudden and dramatic, but as something that grows quietly over time. Meanwhile, Chen Feiyu and Dilraba continue their careers without directly addressing the speculation. Their silence adds to the intrigue, leaving room for interpretation and allowing the story to evolve naturally in the minds of those who follow them. In a world where so much is shared openly and instantly, this sense of mystery feels rare and almost refreshing. So, is this truly not a rumor? Or is it a story that feels so convincing that it becomes easy to believe? The answer likely exists somewhere in between. What is certain, however, is that the connection between Chen Feiyu and Dilraba, whether real or perceived, has created a narrative that people genuinely care about. And perhaps that is where the true beauty lies. Love, when it exists, does not always announce itself. Sometimes it begins quietly, hidden within ordinary moments that only gain meaning over time. If there is indeed something between Chen Feiyu and Dilraba, then it likely started not with a dramatic event, but with a series of small, sincere interactions that gradually became something more. Until there is a clear answer, this story will continue to live on, somewhere between hope, imagination, and the possibility that, just maybe, something real is unfolding behind the scenes. So what do you think? Is this truly a real love story unfolding behind the cameras, or just chemistry that feels a little too real to ignore? Do you believe Chen Feiyu and Dilraba Dilmurat are more than just co-stars, or is this all just in the eyes of the fans? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I really want to hear your theory. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next update about your favorite stars. See you in the next video, and who knows, maybe by then, we'll be closer to the truth.